April 10, 1912, the RMS Titanic, the world's most luxurious and unsinkable ship, set sail on its maiden voyage. But just 4 days later, it struck an iceberg and met a tragic fate. Over 1,500 lives were lost in one of history's greatest maritime disasters. But was the sinking really just an accident? Or was there more to the story? Today, we uncover the real story of the Titanic's sinking, hidden mistakes, ignored warnings, and the tragic errors that sealed its fate. Titanic was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of human ambition. Built by the White Star Line, it was designed to be the largest, most luxurious, and safest ship ever created. It had grand staircases, elegant dining halls, and first-class suites fit for royalty. The ship carried over 2,200 passengers and crew, including the world's wealthiest elites and hopeful immigrants chasing the American dream. But as Titanic sailed towards New York, danger loomed ahead. On April 14, 1912, multiple ships warned Titanic of massive icebergs in the North Atlantic. But these warnings were ignored. Why? Because the wireless operators were busy sending personal messages for first-class passengers. One critical message from the SS Californian, just hours before disaster, was never even delivered to the bridge. Despite warnings, Titanic continued sailing at nearly full speed, 22.5 knots. Captain Edward Smith, pressured to make record time, made a fatal decision: he didn't slow down. At 11:40 p.m. lookouts, Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee spotted a massive iceberg directly in Titanic's path. "Iceberg, right ahead!" they shouted. The bridge reacted instantly, ordering a hard turn to avoid impact. But it was too late. The iceberg ripped a 300-foot gash along the hull, flooding 5 compartments. Titanic was doomed. Chief designer Thomas Andrews knew immediately. She has an hour, maybe 2. The unsinkable ship was sinking. Titanic had over 2,200 people on board, but only enough lifeboats for about half. And many lifeboats left half empty because passengers believed the ship wouldn't actually sink. First-class passengers were given priority, while third-class passengers were trapped below decks. Panic spread as the ship tilted further. Musicians playing Nearer, My God, to Thee, as water rushed in, the ship's band played one final song. They knew they wouldn't make it, but they played to comfort the terrified passengers. At 2:20 a.m., Titanic's stern rose into the air before breaking in half. The ship's remains disappeared beneath the icy Atlantic. Over 1,500 people were left stranded in the freezing water. Most died within minutes from hypothermia. The 700 who survived were eventually rescued by the RMS Carpathia, but the tragedy had already changed the world forever. Titanic's sinking led to major maritime changes. New laws required enough lifeboats for all passengers, 24/7 radio watch, and iceberg patrols. Today, Titanic rests 12,500 feet below the ocean, slowly decaying. But its story remains one of the most haunting tragedies in history. Over a century later, the Titanic still captures our imagination. Was it truly an unavoidable accident, or were there hidden failures that doomed the ship? What do you believe? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe for more history mysteries